Hi everyone. Today we're going to walk through the process of installing the SERVIR app template. And we're going to do that by using the SERVIR-Template-CLI. So we need to start by installing that. There are several processes in this that take a little bit of time when we create the environment and then when we actually install the application. And for those, I'll pause the video, I'll let you know, and then I'll restart the video. So to do that, we're going to start by creating an environment for the installer. So we're just going to copy this code. We're going to open up an Anaconda prompt. We're just going to paste this in there. You see it's going to create a environment called app template. And then we just hit Y for yes, enter. And this is one of these times it's going to take a little bit of time, so I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, so now it finds the packages that it needs to install, and then you hit Y again. Okay, and it's done. So now we go to the next step, which is activating the environment. You can see that it activated the environment here. So now we have to install the CLI inside that environment. So now we can see the next step down here is cd to your path for your website directories. So I just keep mine in documents websites. So I'm going to cd there. And then move this up a little bit. Then we can see this is the command to create our app. And so it's using SERVIR template, which is the CLI we just installed, and the create, and then we're giving it a name. So I'm going to name mine demo project. So this starts creating the demo project template, and it actually creates a new environment and installs all of the packages needed, and this will take some time. It takes somewhere between 5 and 7 minutes sometimes, so I'm definitely going to pause here. Okay, so that seemed like it took a long time. Don't worry if your installation is taking, like I said, 5 to 7 minutes and you're getting a little bit of feedback, but not a lot of feedback until it actually gets most of the stuff done. And then you can see it does all of the setting up of your application, migrates to the database. And then we can go to the next step here, which is change into your directory, and we know that our directory is named demo project. And then we can read on here. So it says that we need an Earth Engine account, which I have. And then it says we'll need to create a new project, and it says we should name it the same as our project that we just named. So let's do that. So I named mine demo_project, and you see it will not let us use the underscore, but we can use a dash, so close enough. So it's creating the project, and let's go ahead and read while it's doing that. So after it's done creating, we have to select it from the drop down, and in the left hand panel there should be a button that says API and services, and then OAuth consent screen. Okay, so we're selecting the project. Okay, so we have to fill this out. This is for external. Create. Our app name is demo project. support email, and you just put your email address in there. We're not going to add an app logo at this point. That's something you'll want to add before you move from testing to a published app. And for the app domain, we can just go back to the documentation here. And these are the same. Authorized domains, we're not going to do this yet because we're just using localhost, so we don't actually have a domain. And email address. And save and continue. And I don't believe we have to do anything on the scopes. We're going to save and continue. And we're going to add some test users. Billy Z313, which is me, and that's enough for now. Save and continue. And back to dashboard. And let's see what we have here. Okay, it says in the left-hand panel there is a credentials link. Let's look at that. There is. We'll click that. And it says create credentials and select OAuth 2 client ID. That's this one. And type of application, it says to pick web application. And it says to give it a name. Demo project. Authorized JavaScript origins. Those are listed over here. We are going to use the 127.0.0.1. Authorized redirect URLs. Again, we're going to use this one. And then we can create. So now, these are important, so let's look and see what it says to do with them. Copy and save the client ID and client secret to your local machine. You will need these later. Click download JSON to save. Click save. So let's do that. And we will copy the client ID. And the secret. And we'll also put that in the same notepad. We'll just hold on to these for a minute. Okay. Oh, and then it says click save, but I guess it's okay instead. Now we have to click Enable API and Services. There it is. And then we have to click Enable API and Services again. We have to search for Earth Engine. Okay, so we click that, click Enable. Let's see, the next step, click Create Credentials again, and select Service Account. Credentials, Create Credentials, Service Account, fill out the information. Service Account name, let's just call it Demo Project Service. Might as well do the same. Create and continue. Okay, select a role. So in here, this is important. We have to scroll to Earth Engine and select Earth Engine Resource Viewer. Ooh, there, I just passed it. Earth Engine Resource Viewer. And continue. Continue. Done. Now let's see what we need to do. Register the service account here. Okay, so I clicked the link. It opened this page and it says something unusual. So I went to the documentation and I found that there's a new link which opens up here, and we can paste our service account information there, which I've already done, and hit registered service, and you can see it's listed here with my other service account. So let's see what the next thing to do is. Yeah, so that was the hard part. So now we have to edit the data.json. I like to edit mine in PyCharm, but you can choose any text editor. Eventually we're likely going to use something like PyCharm to do editing of your application, so you might as well do that now. So one of the caveats I noticed when I opened the project is PyCharm read the environment YAML, and instead of finding that we have already created the environment, it asked us if we wanted to create the environment. If it does that, say no, and then just configure it to use the environment that was already created with your project name. You could say yes and it will just create another environment, and that would be fine, but then you just basically have two copies of the same environment and it would just waste space. So now this is the project, open in PyCharm, and then you can see the data.json, which was mentioned. So we're going to edit this. Okay, let's see what it says. Path to data directory. Let's see what that says. So this creates a separate directory in some place, usually out of the actual application. And we need to put this in the directory. Oh, subdirectory name, geos. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I have D drive, demo data, and geos. Okay, let's see what it says next. That looks correct. So now we need to download this into that directory. Alright, that was quick and easy. Okay, so our next step is to replace the EE service account associated with the key with the email address of the Google service account. So the service account that we created is this, and this is the email. So service account, registered service account with key. So we need to create and download a key for our service account. So we go keys, add key, create a new key, JSON key, create. Back to the data.json, we paste the path to that file. Path to data directory. This is the path that we created. secret key, we can literally just change this, put some random characters in there. Okay, so now let's look at the documentation. I think we're pretty close here. So in the command prompt, we need to run this. So we're going to create a super user. I'm not going to bother filling out a email address. Okay, so we've created the super user. Oh, and then we can do python manage.py run server, which we're using PyCharm, so we don't actually have to do that. We can just hit the run here and it will take care of that for us. And let's see the next order of business. Open a browser, navigate to here. And we're going to log in with the user that we just created. Okay. So let's see, next order of business. Click social application. Click add social application. Okay. Social application. Add social application. Provider, Google. Okay. Provider, enter your application name in name. Enter the client ID from the console and the secret. Our client ID and our secret. This is our secret. And we have a client ID. I'm just going to put Google in there. And the next order of business. And then key, let's leave empty. Select this. Move it over here. Hit save and continue editing. Select demo project again. So it specifically says that it's possible that that doesn't take. And then if not, do it again, which is exactly what happened here. We're going to move it again. We're going to hit save. We're going to double check it. Okay, so that time it moved over. Perfect. So now we can click View Site, and with any luck, hey, we have the application. So now we should be able to view the widgets. So we just got the chirps layer. It's a WMS. Okay, and once it finishes loading, then we have access to change the opacity. We can look at the legend. We can change base maps if we wanted. Let's look at some of the other widgets. The GEE one. You can see the GEE layer turns on. And again, we can access opacity, legend, base map, same stuff. This is the WMS full screen, pretty similar. NetCDF. We have to upload a GeoJSON to test this that is in this area. I happen to have one. I just created it on ClimateServe and downloaded it. So that uploaded it, and that used the NetCDF that we had downloaded earlier for the data file. Chart. Might as well use the same one. So this is making an API call to ClimateServe, and it will generate a series of chart data. So it made a call for two different data sets, one chirp and one chirps, and it graphed that data. And as you can see, there's a few more widgets. I'll let you all go through and explore them on your own, and soon we will probably have videos that go through each one of these widgets and show you how to configure them, how to edit them, and how to make them your own and use your real data. So for now, that's all we have for this video. I hope you were able to get your application installed, up and running, and if you have any questions, please leave questions in the comments. Thank you.